Good afternoon, traders. My name is Sihlengema from QuickTrade. Welcome to our QuickTrade analysis. Can you guys hear me? Pietro, good morning. Yes, good day, Pietro. Yesterday, I saw that we had some issues connecting, and another guy this morning, Garabo, called me to let me know that he had issues connecting as well. So I've asked them to forward me those emails so that I can forward to the people responsible for the webinar application or the platform itself. So they are going to be looking at it. Hi, Zakele. Hi, Juanita. Okay. Oh, okay, Juanita, thank you so much. Okay, guys, a couple of days ago we spoke about the rand turning around 1340. We said we were expecting the rand to turn around 1340, and it did actually quite turn at 1340. We had a couple of we have a couple of attempts maybe at lower levels, but I mean 1340 still held very nicely. Like today we are above 1340. We're at 1349 or 1350 last. On the rand, but I mean, if you check it, there was a range there. That range was 1340, 1329. The low that we had last night was 1325. I think around 9 last night. The low was 1329. Now the rand is starting to pick up. We see gold is coming down, and some local stocks are coming down, including our financials. The financials are getting a bit of a hiding this morning after what Donald Trump did in America, and now we're waiting to see what the Chinese or what China is going to do in response to what Donald Trump has done. Let's see. But I mean, it's going to be a very dicey market going forward. The market is going to be seesawing a lot, so we don't know exactly what's going to happen. But there are stocks that are likely to do well in this environment. I think there are stocks that are going to do well in this environment. Guys, do you have any issues? Do you have any questions that you'd like to ask me questions on? Who just joined us? Okay. Pietro, is very difficult to trade this environment. That is why we need to make sure that we minimize our risk in this market. If we are risking maybe 500 a trade, try maybe risking only 300, because I mean the market is going to be very difficult going forward. But I believe that this market is still going to rise. There are some stocks that I think that they are likely to rise going forward, like your AGLs. I said your AGLs, they are buys. Your Billitons, I still think that they are buys. Stocks like Hello World and some financial stocks, I think those are sales right now. So which stocks would you like us to have a look at, guys? Do you want us to have a look maybe at CFR? I see CFR was sent out by our third party this morning. Let's have a look at CFR and see what's in store for us in this market. Okay. Well, CFR, I wouldn't buy it right away. I'd wait for maybe the price to come down below 113 or come down to 112 exactly. Once the price is at 112, then I can go in and take a long, because I still think that the price will go up to maybe 125, 130 in the end. But let's do our analysis here. Let's which one to use? Let's use 3 months. Okay, 3 months. This is our nice horizontal support here around 111.89 or 112. That's where our support is. Let's get our resistance now. Immediate resistance is at 116.49. That's where our immediate resistance is. The second layer of resistance that we have on this one is at 123, around 123. I think it may go up to 120, 125. But I mean, this area here, 116.50 or 116.50, I think. That's where our main resistance is on this one. We need to keep an eye out for that. Okay, let's do this. Okay, you see today, the price tried to go up to. Okay, let me see. What's the high? What's the high? What's the high? I'll give you the high now. The high on this one is 116.89. There I've got 116.49. The market tried to go up this morning there. Sellers came in, they pushed the price down. I think we are going to trade between 112 and 116.50. Okay, I think we are going to be 112 and 116.50. On a break, I mean, if we break above 116.50, I'm looking at 123, 125. I think those are the levels I'm looking at. So if you buy this one, you must make sure that you buy it very, very, very close to 112 or 113, around those levels, and have your stop maybe, I don't know what the instruction was, but you can have your stop below. If you buy this thing at 113 or 111, you can have your stop maybe at 111 or 110.90, 110, let's say maybe 110.95, 110.95 as your stop, and expect the price maybe to go up to 123, 125 if you are interested in trading this one. That's CFR. If you are interested in trading CFR, let me show you the picture of the US 500 or the S&P 500 going forward, what I think is going to happen. Okay, this is where we are now. The S&P 500 or the US 500 as they call it on the trading platform is still well supported around 2,720, 2,710 in that zone. I think that this market is still going to rise, but if we get any close, any weekly close below 2,720, we are likely to see this market coming back down to 2,670 first. After we are coming down to 2,600. At the moment, I don't think that we are going to see any of that. It looks like this market is on a nice rise. So that makes me think that even if maybe things are going to get very bad over the next 2 weeks, there's still some hope that this market is going to rise going forward. So I don't really have any fear right now. I'm actually comfortable. But on a break below 2,718, yeah, that's the only thing that is worrying me. We may have to go back to play this game that the market has been playing since the beginning of the year, playing ping pong the whole time. 2,590, 2,720. So I don't know. Let's just hope that the market is going to keep this same picture that we see here. If it continues to remain like this, there's a good chance that our market is not really going to fall. just going to come back down to 2720. From 2720, the market's going to carry on moving higher. So there's no need to panic, more especially if you're a long-term investor. Okay, so we can expect our market to come down to this line here, the thick black line that we have there. Let's have a look at Barloworld. I think Barloworld is very weak and is going to be coming down over the next couple of weeks if this market volatility continues. This is our resistance here. Our resistance is at 130, 129.70. That's where our resistance is on this one, and our support is around 125. Any close below 125 could see the stock maybe coming back down to maybe 108, maybe down to 108, 110. So sure, this one is very confusing. I don't know if it's the right time to be going in and buying Barloworld, or one should wait for a break below this 124 and then go in for a short. I think maybe the best strategy to do is to wait for it to come down below 124 close. Once it's done that, then we can expect the price to dip a little bit lower. I think that's what we can actually expect here. Next, let's have a look at AGL CFD. Okay, AGL. We'll use our 6 months time frame. Three 307.43, 307.50. There is our main resistance currently on AGL. Main resistance currently on AGL, but if you look at it, we are trading above our monthly simple moving average, and if we come back down, I'm looking at the price maybe coming back down to 289, 290. I'm looking at the price coming down here, 289, 290. I think that's our range currently, 289, 290. $289, 290. I think if we come back down to 290, this is where we can actually buy AGL. I think this area is quite strong. We can actually buy AGL here, but I have a problem with this 310 level here. And another thing, if we get a break below or close below 290, we can expect maybe the price to come down to 266. But for now, it's just been leading very nicely in that zone. Every time it gets to 290, every time it gets to 290, buyers come in, push the price up towards that 307 and beyond. And again here recently, around the 26th of June, sellers came in, pushed the price down, and it went back up to about 310. So I'm waiting maybe for the price to come down to 290, around 290. I think if you're interested, that's when you can actually go in and take a long on AGL around 290. I think I like that level there. Oh, Pietro, you want me to show you how I got to 290? Okay. Okay. That was on a monthly time frame. I just want to check how it looks like on the quarterly time frame. Okay. Okay, there is definitely something there. Okay, we marked this turning point here on the monthly time frame. Let's change it here. You see, the market is current trading there, and the next turning point is here. So if this market decides to come back down, we expect it to come down to this support zone where I have my cursor on there. We expect the market to come down to that zone, that turning point. That's around 290, 290.37. That is why I'm saying that I'm expecting, because that's the next area of resistance that we have. Maybe the next one that we can look at, if that 290 fails, we are looking at first. We are looking at that one. 275. If 275 fails, then we are looking at 260s. We are looking at 260s after that, but I doubt that will happen. This market is looking very strong. Let's just keep an eye on it and see what it does. We had a doji here. This is more like a doji. So I mean, there's no one who's really winning the battle between the buyers and the sellers. Basically, another thing that we think we need to draw a rising trend line here. Sorry, we need to draw that rising trend line. I expect the market maybe to play sideways here. I'm looking at 290, 310. If 290 fails, we're coming down to 275. So between 275 and 310. But I'm still a bit bullish on AGL. I'm still a bit bullish. Let's look at another one. We thought that BIL was going to rise, but it doesn't look like it's rising. It's being it's under a bit of pressure right now. Hmm. Billiton has also been stuck in a range. That range is 310 and 292, 293. So, or 290 if you like. I expect maybe buyers to come in around 292 and 290. I expect buyers to come in there and push the price up to 310. Both AGL and Billiton, they've been stuck in a range for quite some time. They've not been really trending. So going forward, I think it's going to be very difficult trading this market. It's really not looking like it's picking any direction at the moment. So you must be very careful when getting those trade ideas. Make sure that you analyze them first. You see your support and resistance levels. You can use your quarterly charts. You can use your monthly charts, weekly, to decide whether the market is a buy or not. On this one, let's just have a look at the weekly to see if it's okay. Let's check. We are still above our weekly SMA. So I think this market still stands a chance. Billiton still stands a chance. Around 293, where we expect buyers to come in, I think they will show up and push the price up. So you can't buy this one, and you can't sell it either. Just wait maybe for the bounce of 290, the 293, 290. Once it's bounced off there, then you can go in and take a long. Okay, guys. Any questions? If you have any questions, please ask. If you don't understand how we are doing these analysis, please let me know. Okay. Okay. Yesterday we sent out a sell on GBP USD. Let's quickly have a look at it. We sent out a trade idea on GBP USD. Another one was on Euro JPY. We'll have a look at that one also. Okay, Pietro, we'll have a look at Euro JPY. Okay. This is on a daily time frame. This is our GBP USD. We are stuck between 1,200 and 1.328, 1.328 area there, where we have our blue horizontal line, and the bottom of our range is 132,100 or 132,114. That's the bottom of our range. We are still trading above the simple moving average. Let's see what the market does when it gets 1.32100 or 1.32114. If it gets there and it bounces off, sure, chances of the short trade succeeding will be a little bit slimmer. But for now, let's just sit and wait and see what this market does. But our short-term time frame is not suggesting that we really should be selling at this point in time. But I mean, we'll see what happens going forward. Okay, you are JPY. The price is too far away from the daily time frame. It has been rising, although we haven't done much, but we have been rising. we must check where this one closes at one. If it closes above this area at one, it means there's a good chance that the price will likely rise higher, maybe before dropping. But I mean, looking at the daily time frame, it looks like that 1.3197 or 130.2 is very important and is holding very nicely. It looks like a great level there. It looks like a great level there. So I think this one is still intact. If you are long here, I think you just hold your long and don't worry about what's happening in the market. It's been seesawing the whole time, not really giving us direction. I think it's because of what is happening between America and China. No one really knows what's going to happen. So the guys are not really willing to commit right now. So it's a bit of a boring market. It's very difficult. I won't lie to you guys. It's not easy. Vodacom, we sent out Vodacom the other day. Let's look at Vodacom. Vodacom is not looking sure that great. Vodacom has been on a on a small rising trend here, starting from the 26th or the 28th of June 2018. It has been rising. Now it's just easing a bit. I'm looking at the price maybe coming back down to 127.50. From 127.50, I expect to see buyers coming in if this trend or if this minor uptrend that we've seen over the past couple of days is to remain. If it fails to stay above 127.50, it's going to go below the SMA, and sellers are going to come in great numbers and push the price down, maybe 120 even to 105, according to analysis that we've done before. But I mean, for now, we just need to stay in and do nothing because I mean the market is still above the simple moving average. The first bad signal was yesterday. I mean between 2 and 3. We had an hourly close below the simple moving average, closing at 129.95. From 129.95, the price came down to 128.50, 128. That's where the price came down to. So now we are waiting for any positive close above the simple moving average. If we can get any positive close above the simple moving average on the hourly time frame, then we can go in and take some longs there on Vodacom. For now, it's below the simple moving average in the hourly, so it's not really helping us that much. It's not helping us that much. Okay, guys, what do you have? I've given you what I have. What questions do you have? Robex, Pietro. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Robex is very small. Let's check. I think you can't trade Robex as a CFD. It's RPX. I think that's the code. The code is RBX. RPX on 3 months. Uh, Mm. Okay, last year we had a negative close on Robux. Well, I mean, Robex is in a downtrend, and 120, sorry, 2024 to 2450, that's our resistance zone. I think that's the area where we can expect Robex to get a sell off. But in terms of the simple moving average, the price is still above the simple moving average, which means that it's on a small rise here, but any close below the simple moving average, I think you're going to see rollbacks coming back down to 17. Those are the levels I'm looking at: 1735, 1740. There, I think that's where rollbacks is likely to come down to going forward if the price really uh, fails to break above 2024, and we are trading below the moving average on the weekly. So really, this is not a buy. In my view, I think that the price should still come down a little bit more before it rises on RBX. That's where I see on RBX, Pietro. But I mean, if you look at RBX, it's not a it's not a it's not a great stock, man. It's been under a lot of pressure. It has a lot of volatility. It has a lot of volatility. So really, if you want to trade this one, I think you're likely to have some issues when you trade this one. Maybe as as cash, doing cash equities. I think maybe you can do well instead of trading it using CFDs. Really, I don't think that it's a good stock right now. Okay, guys, what else? What do you have? If there's anything that's confusing you, please let me know so that I can go and explain. Mm. Okay, Juanita, I'm putting up the GBP USD. Looking at it from a monthly time frame, the price has been declining since the end of May, when we broke below the moving average, and in June we went down more than 1%, and month to date we are we are flat. We are only up 0.28, 0.28 or 28 basis points. We are waiting for the market to either break below our resistance here, sorry, below our support, sorry, at 132 100, or 1.32 100, or a break above 1.328. So we are waiting for those levels. We want to see what's going to happen there. Those are the levels that we are looking at on this one. Otherwise, I think that is going to be a good shot going forward. The only thing that's putting me off on this one is the fact that we are still trading above the moving average here, and we are stuck between those two bands there. As you can see them, we are stuck between those two bands, 1.32100 and 1.32800. We are stuck there, so we cannot really do much there. We just need to sit and wait. See if we break below the 1.32100 or we break above 1.32800. If we get a break above 1.32800, the price should continue rising. If we close below 1.32100, the price will likely decline a little bit more, Juanita. That's what I think is going to happen here. Let me see. Okay, Sharifa. Okay. All of you guys, I think, they are new. So, all of you guys are new. Let's do this. Okay, let me give you the reason why we are applying the 10 simple moving average. For those of you that do not know that we are using the simple moving average to give us direction in the market, let me remove it. Right click on my screen, go down to indicators, add indicator, you click on that, and you are looking for the simple moving average. You want to move that level up to 10. The period of simple moving average is 10. You go there, okay. If the price is below the simple moving average, like here, this was back in April, when the price falls below and close, it has to fall and close or cross and close below the simple moving average, then you can sell that market. It means that that market is declining. If it closes above like it did here, it means that the market is starting to go up. But it's important that you read your candles nicely. Like this one, this is a doji, which means indecision, and the price went down from there, closed below the simple moving average. It went down, tried to go up here, but the overall trend or the overall momentum was just down. From the weekly, you can use from the daily, you can use the weekly. If your weekly is still trading below the simple moving average like it's doing here, that means that that market is declining. So it doesn't make sense for you to try and buy that market. That doesn't mean that you cannot have retracements where the market is going against the main trend maybe for a couple of days or for a week, but that doesn't mean that you should go in and buy that market. The best thing that you can do there is to wait for the market to cross below the simple moving average on the daily time frame. Once it's done that, you can go in and sell. Like right now, if you look at the GBP USD on the daily, you see we are still above. On the daily, we are still above. We want something like this to take place. You see there on the 26th of June, the price crossed below. Following day, we're down 0.79, and again we're down 0.3 before we hit this big up candle here that we had here. So we haven't really broken below, so there isn't much that we can do. Tudo, do you understand? Mr. Hughes, do you understand? Juanita, you've attended a couple of our sessions. Zakele, do you guys understand? You still need more training before you can start trading. Okay, no, I understand what you mean. But I mean, the best thing to do, if you are still learning, is to use your demo account. Be active on your demo account. Every time when you get a trade idea, apply the trade idea. But I ask you that you use the 10 simple moving average on all your trades. If the weekly time frame is saying, okay, if the moving average is below the price, or the candles are above your moving average, which is your red line. Let me try and make it bigger. Line. This red line here, it means that that market is on price, it's rising. If it is below your, if the candles are below your simple moving average, it means that that market is declining. So if they tell you to buy something that is below the simple moving average, you must be very careful. You must understand why they are saying maybe buy that. Otherwise, you don't need to buy it. Understand why. If it's trading at some serious support or some main support, maybe you can go in and try and buy that. But if it's not at any support level, do not buy it, because that can actually lose you a lot of money. It can lose you a lot of money. Okay, I understand that. I understand that you're saying that you're still learning. You're still watching. You're not doing anything yet. Okay. Oh, Tuto, you're saying that you do understand me, but not completely. I don't understand what that means. I'm also new in this. I definitely need more time to understand this. Oh, okay. I hear you, Zakene. I understand what you say. Okay, let me try and show you this again on a longer on a longer time frame. Please give me a stock that you want us to look at, or a currency pair. Any stock that is JSE listed, a share that is JSE listed. Please, guys. Please. IPL to do. Okay, it's fine. Let's look at IPL. Okay. Imperial. Okay. Let's do the daily. So this is how we do it for beginners. When the price is above your simple moving average on the monthly time frame, it means that stock is on a rise, it's rising, it's going up, because you see there's a red line there and the stock is above that red line. It means the market is rising. But when you get a close below the simple moving average, like we got one in, like we had one in May, the price was starting to decline. The price started declining. So we are still below the simple moving average on the monthly time frame. So it makes sense that this is not really picking up nicely. Although I believe that the market is starting to pick up from that 200 195 area. I think if you are a long-term trader, you can actually make a bit of money. This is what I always say, but every now and then we break these rules. I don't know why we break them. This is what I always say. I always say that when the market is trading below the simple moving average on the monthly, trading below the simple moving average on the weekly, do not buy that. Do not buy, because the market is below your simple moving average. But sometimes we get some important support levels. Based on those important support levels, we make decisions maybe to go in for our long positions. But the most important thing is that when you are going to be using your support as your entry, you must make sure that as soon as the market gets to that support and it bounces off that support, that's when you jump in and buy. Do not wait for a few days before buying that, because I mean, like people that went in on Imperial, they were trying to go long here because the price was rising, and see what's happening today. The market is coming down. Trump has started with his nonsense, and the market is now coming back down, perhaps to 196 again, and we are below the simple moving average, which means we are not supposed to be buying in the first place. Let's check our daily, how our daily time frame looks. Well, our daily time frame, we bounced off the support, we trade above the simple moving average for a few days, and now starting to come down. So when the daily does not agree with your weekly, you should try very hard in staying away from the trade, because that means that there is no agreement between the two time frames. If there is no agreement, you do not go in and take the trade. I think that's the best thing to do if you are starting out. Your monthly is saying sell. Check what your daily is saying. Your daily, the price is above the simple moving average, is saying buy. So it doesn't make sense for one to go in and take a long on this one. At least we should wait for the weekly time frame. If at the end of the week we close above the simple moving average, then there's a good chance that we're going to have this market rallying and going up. Because I mean, what we did here, I'll show you what we did to decide that maybe it was the time to go in and take a long, but we went in a little bit too late. We should have gone in a little bit earlier. Should have gone in a little bit earlier. This is our rising trend line. This is our rising trend line. This rising trend started in 2016. 2017 it was still there, and now it's 2018. The market came down, it tested this, and it bounced off this line here. So if you are trading this one, the best area to place your stop, in my view, I think is 186, maybe 186.75. If you place your stop loss 186.75, I think you can do that, expecting the market to bounce off this area and move up. The next high that you should aim for on this one is 282, but I don't know how long it will take for the market to get to 282, or for IPL to get to 282. That's the level I'm looking at. This one is still a buy, but the problem is that currently it looks like it's going to be seesawing around that area before picking up, but it is a buy overall. As long as we are still staying above that 187.50, I think IPL has a good chance of going back and rallying, trading above its simple moving average on the weekly time frame and on the monthly time frame. Tudo, did you understand any of what I was trying to explain there, big guy? Does it make sense to you? Is it confusing? Oh, it makes a bit of sense. Okay, no, that's perfect. Guys, I don't know if you still have more questions or anything to discuss. This market is very bad. I don't think that we're going to be spending a lot of time analyzing it, because I mean, what's happening right now is what I call noise. I call what's happening now noise because maybe later today things are going to be looking positive and the market is going to be rallying again. So sometimes it makes sense to stay out and do nothing. It makes sense to stay out and do nothing. Wait for strong confirmations before going into any trade. Oh, Juanita, I have no idea how long this will last. It could be over maybe by the end of this week or in the next 2 weeks. It will all depend on the market. It will all depend on the market, how they react to this. If they start maybe reacting to this news positively, like right now in the States, it's their earning season. The third quarter, the second quarter, earning seasons, second quarter of 2018. Companies are reporting their results. If these companies that are reporting right now, they report better earnings than the analysts' guidance or the analysts' expectations, we are going to see the S&P railing. But if some of these companies fail to beat guidance or to match the guidance, there's a good chance that we're going to see the S&P declining a bit. But I mean, so far the S&P hasn't disappointed. Their companies have reported very good numbers, and each time they report, the market rallies. So I don't know. It will depend. It's a catch-22 situation because we don't know what China is going to do. If China retaliates and they do something stupid, we could see this market really coming off. So yeah, we'll see what happens going forward. I think that's the only thing that we need to do here. We are going to be getting a lot more chances to trade this market, but for now, I think it makes sense to stay out and watch. Stay out and watch. But please make sure that you are not too far from the market. Stay close to the market to see all the developments that take place. Yeah, yeah, Shifra, you must stay out and watch. But please make sure that maybe every time when you get these trade ideas, you trade them on your demo account. Trade them on your demo account because you are still learning. Trade them. Don't just stay out and not do anything. Try and trade them on your demo. And at the end of each week, go and check if some of those trades went your way or not. If they went your way, what did you do right? If they went against you, check also what you did wrong so that you can try and correct yourself going forward and avoid making the same mistakes. Okay, perfect, Shifra. Thank you so much. Guys, if you don't have any more questions, I am going to close our session. There is nothing really exciting about this session, to be quite honest, guys. The market is very bad. This is my email address. If anyone has any questions, you can shoot me an email. It's sitler@quicktrade.co.za. Pietro is still busy typing a message. I'll wait for him to type me that message. Oh, you're welcome, Pietro. Thank you very much for taking time out to attend our session today. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much, guys. Thank you, Juanita. Okay, guys. Yes.